As artists, we found a way to look at beauty or artwork that's aesthetics. It's the science of looking at beauty. And we created a 4-step way of looking at art. The first step is description, second step, analysis, third is interpretation, and fourth is judgment. And by putting all four of these together, we can make a qualified explanation of what an artwork might mean to us. And then we can evaluate what it might be worth to us. First thing you do is you make a careful list of all the things you can see in an artwork. What's the name of the artist? What kind of artwork is it? What's the name of the artwork? When was it created? And then what were some major events in history that occurred at the same time as the artwork? So usually you'll find most of this information in the credit line. If you see here, this is a painting by Huey Lee Smith. It's called The Piper. It was painted in 1953. We know it's painted because it's oil on canvas. The credit line is usually found under a painting in a book or online. Also, what you might need to know to enjoy this artwork is that it was painted by an African American artist in 1953. During the 1950s, especially in the early part, was the beginnings of what would become the Civil Rights Movement. And Huey Lee Smith was known for painting the African American experience during the 1950s. So next you'd want to describe exactly what you see. Don't give it meaning, just say what you see. And then you want to think about the elements of art that might be used to represent these objects. So in The Piper, the first thing you'll notice is a boy. He's playing a recorder, and he looks as if he's in a dirt path or an alleyway. I'm not sure, but we know that it's dirt. There's a column in the background with a rope or something wrapped around it, and beside the column it says "Post No Bills." There's a brick wall where "Post No Bills" is written, and there's paint peeling off of it. And between the boy and the brick wall is a shadow, a looming shadow. So next, you want to talk about the elements of art. Well, you'll notice there's a lot of value here. The boy in the foreground is very dark, the alleyway is light, and there's one dark section in the background. There's a lot of value in color, but there's not a lot of color. Color seems very as if it's dulled. There's not a lot of intensity. Maybe a sunny day. There's texture on the back wall. You can see paint and brick. There's wire. There's dirt on the alleyway. There's shape. You can see the shape of the boy is kind of repeated in the column. You see the shape of something behind the boy and the shapes on the brick wall. And then last, there's this sense of space. The little boy is all the way in the foreground, crowded up to meet you. There's a middle ground where the shadow is in the dirt, and then there's the brick wall in the background. All right, so now it's your turn. It's your turn to do your own description of this painting by Vincent van Gogh.